Okay, so much like Magic, I play a lot of viewer submissions in this game, including build around submissions. So this was a build around submission, and the submission for this was specifically playing the Vi or Violence or Violet, whatever you want to call her champion, along with the new gems mechanic. So Vi's a 5-drop, that's a 2/4 that has both the tough and challenger keywords. So she takes a little bit less damage every time she takes damage from something, and challenger allows her to force something to block her. So she's basically a piece of removal. Her ability says, while I'm in play or in your hand, grant me +1 attack whenever you play another card, up to a maximum of +8. So she can get up to 10 power, and she levels up when she strikes for 10 damage. Her leveled mode is a 10/5 that keeps those keywords and says when I strike a unit while attacking, deal 5 to the Nexus. So the gem mechanic plays really well with Vi. Gems, for people not familiar, are a created card out of the new set that heal an ally, grant it +1 attack, and one of the things that's nice is these gems get created by things like Gift Giver here. So for example, this is 2 cards towards getting your Vi towards 10 power. If you already have your Vi in play, you can use those gems to heal Vi back up. Now, because we wanted gems specifically with Vi, that put us into Targon for our second region here. So there's 8 different regions in Runeterra currently. They're basically like colors. You can have up to 2 of them per deck. And gems also kind of serve as an okay Nightfall enabler. Nightfall keyword here says the card gets a bonus if it's explicitly not the first card you've played in a turn. Sinran, thanks for the 2 months. Welcome back. So Diana here is our second champion. You can only have 6 total champions per deck. So generally you'll play 2 different champions, 3 of each of them. Her Nightfall bonus, she gains Challenger till end of turn, and she has quick attack. So this is another unit that's good at applying pressure, but also can act as a piece of interaction, and she's very good at that because she strikes first inside of combat. So you can give her Challenger and then basically kill something without her dying. And then her leveled mode, if you Nightfalled a bunch, is just a little bit bigger at doing that. Other tools in the deck, we've got things like Mentor of the Stones, which when it dies, it creates extra gems. I've got some Mountain Goat. So again, the build around submission that somebody wanted was explicitly gems with Vi. We've got a little bit of a Nightfall sub-theme here. And then because we're in PNZ and our deck's kind of aggressively slanted, I've got some Mystic Shots and some Get Exciteds here to deal damage. Something to know about Runeterra coming from Magic is that damage in Runeterra persists across turns, which makes the cards like Mystic Shot and Get Excited more powerful than they are in Magic, because you can use multiple of them over the course of a few turns to kill larger threats. Hey, Tom, thanks for the 53 months. Let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how it goes. Welcome back, Silly. Thanks for the 20 months. So the turns, the way a turn is structured in Runeterra has some similarities to Magic in that players go back and forth getting turns to play cards. Both players are playing on both turns. One of the key differences from Magic is that both players are effectively untapping their lands and creatures each turn and drawing a card every turn. Let's waste time. Opponent is playing Leona Diana, which is usually a mid-range deck, but we did just have a new set release, so there's some variability in exactly what people are playing. I'm going to go ahead and mulligan the Crescent Guardian here, because having 3 Nightfall cards with only 1 good enabler doesn't sound good. So I like to mulligan this, trying to find another cheap card to enable my Nightfall stuff. The thing that really differentiates turns from each other in this game is who gets to attack. So you can see here I have this sword, which means I get to attack this turn. My opponent will get the sword next turn, which means they get to attack then. Play my 1/2 out, and it makes me this gem in hand. Attacking is very similar to Magic. I declare attackers, and then they declare blockers, if they would like. If they'd like to trade their 2/1 for my 1/2. The resource system is similar to Hearthstone with a little bit of a twist. So each turn you refill your mana and gain another one. Yeah, it would be nice if the overlay could see their decks. I always try and click on them when we start.
Ours is the one true light.
So they have a 3/3 here that gets a bonus till end of turn, because it was the first card they played this turn. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play my Mountain Goat out here. This is a 3/1 that makes a gem when it strikes, so if they attack with this, I can trade and generate a gem.
Night flowers upon my blade. It's our time.
So, because I have these Mentor of the Stones lined up in my hand here, I think I'm not going to attack with this just yet, because the Mentor has a mechanic called Support, which gives the ally next to him while attacking a bonus. So if I keep this 1/2 around, I can potentially make her bigger with Mentor of the Stones. And I'm going to go ahead and trade these here in combat. The eye on the left side here lets me know what's going to happen if combat resolves. So you can see when I mouse over this, it shows me taking 4 damage from their 2/1s. It shows the things in the center trading off. And it also shows that extra gem getting generated in my hand from this blocking.
Gems are superb. Bad for the teeth, though.
So, the reason why I kept the Lunari Priestess as opposed to the 5/3 was because some of these builds of Leona Diana tend to be more mid-rangey, and if they're more mid-rangey, the value from Priestess could be valuable. So this will attack, it'll pump this up.
Give me no recourse.
Yes, so there is a hard max hand size limit in this game, which means you can only have 10 cards. And if you go to draw a card when you're at 10 cards, the card just disappears. You don't draw it, it gets destroyed.
I know these paths well.
Correct, yes. Blocking is similar to Magic with the caveat that double blocking doesn't exist.
Speak, stars. Speak, I say.
Huh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't play this out because I don't have room for the gems in my hand if they kill it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and end the round here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. So, now, something about the priority system in this game. This spell is what's called a burst spell, and burst spells do not go on the stack, and they don't pass priority. So what I get to do here is I can play this gem on this to give it an extra attack permanently, which then you see my Nightfall cards light up here because they're now the second card I'm playing. So I can play Diana here, who triggers her Nightfall and gains Challenger. Diana, very good with Mentor of the Stones, because he's going to make Diana bigger, which lets her kill larger things. Yeah, Ash Sajani is definitely still good. They nerfed 2 of the cards in it, but I think the deck's still very competitive. I was working on Targon decks the other night off stream and definitely got beat up by Ash Sajani. Oh, I didn't turn sub mode off. Sorry about that. General note to mods. Feel free to turn off sub mode when we switch to Runeterra. Buffs are sometimes permanent. So if a buff says grant, that means it's a permanent bonus. If it says till end of turn, it'll say till end of turn. So now I have a decision to make. I think I'm gonna go ahead and gem this because I plan to use Diana to challenger this, force it to block, and now if they want to block this in combat, they'll be forced to trade off. And you can see I can mouse over the eye here and it shows my Diana getting bigger, killing their thing. Hey, Turtle, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. You can do it from mod view, but you can also do it by just typing /subscribers off in chat. The best way to develop your account in this game is work gaining experience in all of your different regions and getting them to level 8 so you can get that champion capsule in each region. And then once you get all 8 regions to level 8, start getting them to 12 and then 16. The opponent's got a bunch of cards here and 5 mana available. Yeah, when this dies, I'm going to make sure to use a gem this turn so I don't lose my card. And then blocking here would be great because then I have something to heal. So you can see here, the gems get generated in my hand. It shows the thing's dying. Yes, try and get your vault to 10 each week is also a good goal.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
And then again, just going to go ahead and play one of these gems out because I currently have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards in my hand. So if I draw something next turn, I'll just lose it. This game isn't even just the best free-to-play, it's just the best economy in general. Speaking as someone who's a whale in every card game I play, it's also really good pay-to-play. So that's a 4-3 with lifesteal, along with Silver Sister here that's elusive. It's a little annoying. I think I just go ahead and Gift Giver. I assume they're going to go ahead and attack.
The journey is difficult.
Gift Giver plus Mystic Shot can kill this Golden Sister, which is nice. This is elusive, which means it can only be blocked by other elusives, so can't kill that one just yet.
This is not the way.
This attack kind of implies a Pale Cascade.
You spurn my gift.
I think I'm okay with that trade, though. Because if they Pale Cascade to trade here, they won't be able to Pale Cascade to save this for Mystic Shot. Hey, Turtle, thanks for the sub-gifties. I really appreciate that. You're staying safe out there. Lanari Priestess has a mechanic called Invoke, which there is a special card pool of specifically celestial cards. So these cards I'm looking at here are not cards you can collect. They're a little bit more powerful than normal cards on average. You get 3 choices from them to put into your hand. I'm gonna grab the 4-1 here with Overwhelm.
Someday we will be one.
I'm gonna go ahead and Mystic Shot this 4-2 here. See if they have a trick to save it. I'm gonna go ahead and play the 4-1. I'm probably opening on attacks next turn.
Outrun us.
So I want to play my unit out here so I can start by attacking. So again, burst spells do not pass priority to my opponent. So I can play this gem here to heal this. I can play this gem here to give this enough attack to attack through this. And then I can go ahead and attack. Units can attack the turn you play them in this game, but it's often beneficial to start your turn by attacking like this, so that way your opponent can't add to their board. Because, for example, if I play this Lanari Priestess out, my opponent would get a chance to play other things out that could be bigger than my attackers here. There's some question on if I want to use these gems to make this big enough to not trade here. I think that's probably the case.
They say these were from the Protector himself. Hearts unshackled.
Oh, I can't. Right, these don't give toughness, they just heal. I'm dumb. That was bad. I was thinking this had 5 toughness, but definitely only had 4. Yeah, I didn't need to use those gems. That was wrong on my part. A little bit of a spew. This game is on mobile, yep. And your cross-play from mobile to PC, Android, iOS, and Windows. A lot of my off-stream playtime is on mobile. I have small children, so I don't sit on my computer when I'm not streaming most of the time. Hey, Gannon, thanks for the entire year of support. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, Runeterra is definitely my favorite card game at the moment. Really well done. Let's get you a sword to go with that shield.
My patience wanes.
Diana's pretty far from leveling up. She's only had 2 Nightfalls so far. I guess it's not that far. We've got 2, so like next turn we can level her with this Lenari Priestess. I'm gonna Priestess this turn, and then next turn we can level her up. Pretty okay with these trades. Aside from the fact that I spewed gems on this, I'm pretty happy with this turn. That being said, like, we're ahead on board and a little bit ahead on life total. My opponent has a ton of cards in hand right now. So they're definitely not out of this game. What am I playing?
That's a pretty sparkle fly.
What am I playing on the ladder off screen? I've mostly been testing updates to Twisted Fizz and trying to find a Pale Cascade deck I like. So, next turn I have 7 mana. So do I just, like, get this Destroyer to try and end the game? It has Overwhelm and Spell Shield. I think we just take the Destroyer. Just, like, use that next turn.
When will this bloody
Yeah, Twisted Fate's real sweet.
all things in cycles. Someday we will be
Hush against Fizz doesn't feel good. I mean, not every deck's a Hush deck. There's a lot of variety in Runeterra. I've still been pretty happy with Twisted Fizz in my time playing it off stream. We'll get to it back on stream at some point too. Lots of decks in the queue. That's fine. I think there's actually more Runeterra decks in the queue at the moment than Magic decks. Yeah, definitely are. Yeah, exactly, Kryl. Targon's the big hot thing right now, but as the set matures, there'll be less Targon. Not because it's bad, but just because it's just, like, not that much better than everything else. It's a 7/5 elusive. So I could gem and then play Lenari Shadestalker to chump block. However, I think I just want to try and race them here. So I think I'm just playing Destroyer out. I think I'm just going to take this hit for 7 down to 5. I've been experimenting with that a little bit, Great Wyatt. I think you still want to be Freljord because the 2/3 for 2 that pumps your stuff up is really good. But I have been testing Targon as a secondary. I'm not completely sold on it yet. Yeah, 5D, it's not currently in the queue, but it's something I might get back to. It's definitely on my short list of games we played that was fun. And Spell Shield is only opponent stuff, right? Yeah, so I can gem this up. It's got Overwhelm. So let's go ahead and give this +1 with the gem, and that's burst, so I retain priority, so I can then play a Lenari Shadestalker with Nightfall, which will level Diana.
Find your path in the dark and follow no false light.
She's gonna get real big here. I've got 2 other Nightfall cards here that we can make her even larger with. Yeah, and the graphics you're seeing on your screen right now are literally the same animations you will see on mobile. It is not toned down at all for the other platform. And the other thing that's impressive, the entire install footprint of this game is smaller in terms of gigabytes than just the last Arena patch download was. I think someone said the install for this is like 1.2 gigs. Alright, so do I want to give them a chance to play other blockers out here? The question is, do I want to Lenari Priestess? I think I'm going to start with Pale Cascade
Cloaked in silver light.
and see what we draw. think I want to play this out.
The moon approaches her zenith. May her silver light enshroud us.
It's really unfortunate that we don't have any way to give her Overwhelm because she's so big. Yeah, it's very possible I should have some Zenith Blade in here. Maybe we could take a peek at the deck list and work some of those in after this. Are they dead? I feel like they're pretty close to it with this, plus this, plus this. We're gonna get to gem this up to 12. And this has Overwhelm, which is similar to Trample for the Magic players in the audience. And Overwhelm's more powerful in this game than Trample is in Magic because blocking is only 1-to-1. Yeah, Overwhelm is good with both the champions we're playing for sure. For sure. Yep, so we'll use Diana to challenge their highest toughness things. That way this tramples for the most. I haven't counted here, but hopefully they're dead to this Overwhelm plus this Mystic Shot. Those blocks put them to -1. I don't think they have better blocks than that, right? Yeah.
A full moon casts her light across the land.
Good, it's a good start. Yeah, so Zenith Blade gives something +1, +2, and Overwhelm permanently. And if it's the first card you play for the turn, it draws you another Zenith Blade. So that sounds pretty good. What am I trimming to fit that in? That's great, Bone. Yeah, it's probably Goat, right? This is like the lowest quality card we have. And then maybe I'll trim like the second Get Excited. This card's only okay. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Fruvius. Thanks for being here. Let's try that. Yeah, maybe would I rather have a third Zaunite Urchin or the second Get Excited? You think I want less Vi? No, I think if anything with Zenith Blade, I want more Vi. I go 2-2 on Urchin and Get Excited. You want to go up a Hush? I get that, like, Reddit is obsessed with Hush, but I don't think every deck wants a bunch of Hushes in it. I think especially the more aggressive decks don't necessarily need them. Yeah, ideally you want Vi early, so she gets to 10 power quickly. Yeah, often, Jet. Also notable is that you can only trigger Daybreak at a slow speed. So Taric Fiora, definitely want to keep Get Excited. I think I'm going to mulligan the rest of these, looking for some cheaper plays. None of these are particularly... No early plays here, but we'll get to bank some spell mana, which is okay. So both of us just passing on the first 2 turns, banking up 3 spell mana. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and, like, Mystic Shot their face, play Lenari Priestess with Nightfall. Maybe I'm supposed to play this instead and get some pressure going.
Strength in grace, beauty in the blade.
Calm mind and open heart greet the night.
So silencing a follower wipes away all bonuses and text off of it. So this will get rid of the challenger on here. I would not like a 9-drop at this current point, in fact. I think we're just banking mana here. So this gives the thing next to it tough, so I don't really want to block. We just take 4 here. And then we'll get to go ahead and play our first Vi out here since we have 2 of them. Use this first one pretty aggressively as a piece of removal.
Vi stands for violence.
Stands for violence.
You're covered. Justice firsthand. Freeze.
So I'm going to go ahead and have Vi hook Tarek. And I'm going to go ahead and Mystic Shot Tarek here. And you can see the eye shows me that this is going to kill Tarek. So obviously they could have another piece of protection here, like a Bastion or something to protect Tarek, but that's a resource I'm going to have to get through at some point anyways. And Vi has tough, so she's only taking 1 point of damage anyways. So even if they save Tarek here with a Bastion, I still get to force them to have it.
Silver light.
Sure, you're all shiny and majestic, but can you float?
I could certainly try.
Was I supposed to just hush Tarek there? Maybe I'm supposed to just hush Tarek there.
More show than steel.
Go, filthy crystals!
Honor guide me.
I demand satisfaction.
Ha!
Never submit.
I think I just let this happen, and then I play Lenari Priestess. Okay, so now we'll get excited discarding the extra hush to kill this. So they can't kill Vi.
Disgrace.
Where is my second?
And I think we probably open on attacks with her to kill this.
Hit 'em where it's trouble. Coming at ya.
Shouldn't you kill the 3-2? Chat, they were single combating. If I didn't kill their 2-2, they were going to kill my Vi in combat there. And I want to use this Vi to kill this Tarek.
Enforcer down.
Flavor and spice.
Oh, if I get excited that one, the single combat resolves, then Vi keeps an extra health. Sure, that's correct. It ended up not mattering there though, right? But you're correct.
Piltover Enforcer on the scene.
It didn't matter explicitly because they had another single combat, but it definitely could have.
Mother Moon.
Tarek's gonna level next turn, which is not a good scene for us. This is a great draw, because I can really use a Nightfall Enabler.
Hope.
Huh.
Preserve beauty and protect all life.
Celestial power.
Are we dead?
Batter him. Hand to the face.
Look sharp.
Eat up, friend.
Must we fight?
Come on.
Going to 4.
smell of regret.
Brothers. They forced us to choose death or the flame.
Let's see if Lenari Priestess here can get us something useful. None of these are super exciting, right? I guess I take the 7-drop.
On the cloak of night.
I guess. Maybe I'm just supposed to take the cheap thing.
The moon approaches her zenith.
May her silver light enshroud us.
Anything else?
My shield is yours.
Alright, so I think we mentor and Diana this turn.
Say,
And then Diana's gonna level and be a 5-3.
Find your path in the dark and follow no false light. Find your own light within the darkness.
Yours is a light.
We're unfortunately 1 point of attack. We're 1 point of attack on her off of being able to kill Tarek here, which is unfortunate. I could have played Destroyer and Diana because I want to kill their warships.
No one goes hungry.
celestial power.
Protect and strike.
Batter him.
They were definitely behind.
Feel the sizzle.
My
Alright,
shield
trying to
is
figure out what permutation they want to do here.
Never submit.
So these two things are unkillable.
I'm innocent.
You leave me no recourse. Hide no longer.
Might as well block here because I have a gem to heal that.
Honor the mountain.
Oh, their deck has been top of their deck's been fire.
Shining softly.
So I can make this 11, 16 total. Yeah. We had a couple of breaks that didn't quite go our way earlier that game. Although I think the key point was there was a turn where I could have hushed to guarantee. So like, it's easy to feel like they drew well and we didn't have any control there. But if you think about what's it called, that turn I could have hushed their Tarek to guaranteed kill it. The Tarek is what won them that game, right? So like if I had prioritized taking Tarek out of play as opposed to taking a Bastion out of their hand, I think we probably win that. Now, I think Urchin's better than Spacey Sketcher here, Neenan, because it's pretty important that I find Violet every game. In fact, I think there's a potential argument that I should have 3 Urchin. Now, I don't think the double single combat mattered. If I would have used Hush, you can't control that your opponent had double single combat. I can control that I chose not to Hush and kill their Tarek. If you want to get better at playing games, you can't focus on the things that are outside of your control. You have to look for things that you could have done differently.
Stop eating or no more walkies.
They forced forced us to choose death.
Yeah, but like, Prismatic Barrier is a card they're way less likely to play than Hush. Well, Hush would have wiped the barrier off, so if they had another barrier, they could have theoretically used it.
Their scent travels in the night air.
So you're correct that I would have been playing around something else, but the thing I was technically playing around isn't something they're likely to play. Mostly just experience, RG Switcher. It comes down to like asking yourself what's more likely to lose you the game. Like, are you more likely to lose the game because they had Bastion, or are you more likely to lose the game if you don't get a Bastion out of their hand, or are you more likely to lose the game if the Taric lives? And I think the Taric living was definitely a much more likely lose condition. So I should have played towards playing around that.
I am the blade in the darkness.
Huh? So we're definitely getting excited and killing something, right? Are we? If I Zenith played this, it's a 3/5? That's actually really good, right? If I 3/5, they don't really have good attacks, they're out of mana. This will only be a 4/3. I think I actually like Zenith plating here. That's day broken, so it draws us another one. Yeah, sick. So you just like don't get to attack here now. Whereas if I get excited, they get to attack with something else.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
You're gonna go ahead and play this other elusive out and smack them.
Unseen, unheard. For truth.
So these are elusive, so they can't be blocked by my opponent's current stuff.
The journey is different. These will
Play out an
protect
extra blocker here. Zed levels when it or the shadow that it summons hit me twice. So having blockers to throw in front of those is valuable. It's a good pickup. A little unfortunate that I don't have enough mana to double 3-spell this turn, but...
Oh my gosh. Go on, Rib.
You told me to say hello. Hello.
They say these were from the Protector himself.
Hey, Sky Guy, thanks for the 18 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I think I just want to pass here. I don't think I want to get excited.
This way. Go. Guess we're going.
Batter him! Seize control.
The blueprint.
You leave me no recourse. Hide no longer. Must we fight? This is not the way.
So what if I do this and then hush the Zed here so these trade? I think I'm okay with that. I mean, is it a beating? Like, if they're gonna, like, I have damage-based removal in my hand, so, like, if they have Twin Disciplines, I'm gonna get got by that card at some point anyways. I might as well choose to get got by it right now. So I don't have any more Zenith Blades in my deck, so there's no point in playing this with Daybreak. I think I'm just gonna start by Zonite Urchining through the Dust Petal here and see what we get. That's a pretty good one. A pretty good one.
I've got your back.
I agree, Seth. Big agree.
Flavor and spice.
So I think I just Zenith Blade this, and then I can attack with this and this. Deny. Okay. So this has a barrier, and it's elusive, so it can block these. So I don't think I want to do this here. It's possible I should have killed this last turn instead of their their chefs. So they have a free block for 1 here, but they take 4 from the overwhelm. They can also trade if they want. Not surprised they're not trading. Legends of Runeterra is a lot like grad school. Doing the basic arithmetic is saved for the computers.
My strength is yours.
I think I get excited to kill the witch, so that way I can trigger Nightfall on this. This has Challenger. Single combat's the last card's pretty brutal. I think I want to save this to kill their Elmheart chat. I think this attack's pretty scripted, so I think it's important that I get to trade these. That's why I didn't save from the single combat.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Hand to the face.
So we're definitely behind, but the game's not just over.
Can't fight on an empty stomach.
You spurn my gift?
I think I just do this. These all have a bunch of temporary bonuses, so like I'm not really incentivized to get into combat with them this turn. Well, I mean,
I'm doing this my way.
With me.
Whatever the cost.
I have heard of Smite. If you asked me to tell you what kind of game it is, I wouldn't be able to tell you, though. Is it like a tactics game? It's a MOBA. Well, I mean, this doesn't draw a card, but it does at least trade here, so we got that going for us. Single combats have just been brutal.
I'm sorry.
They have another attack here still, because that was a,
The scissor. Eat up, friend.
I think I go to 3 and bounce these here. That does not surprise me, Uncle Funkle. We don't really have Yes, this game has both the best pay-to-play economy and the best free-to-play economy, Leechani. They primarily monetize via their cosmetics, so they are not stingy with card rewards. And this is lethal if they order their attackers right.
Hand to the face.
We will resist.
Close game.
A morsel.
Yeah, even the cosmetics are cheaper than Arena. Yeah, the Runeterra definitely is get a $1 from 100 people as opposed to $100 from one person. Darius Misfortune, so definitely an aggro mirror. I think I'm in for this hand. Like, I have Duskbringer, Zaunite Urchin, Ditch the Petal. Good decks for new players to start with. The Girl Scouts deck, the Misfortune Quinn deck, is a good aggro deck. Ash Sajani Midrange is a good quality deck. We did just have a new set drop for this game, so people are still figuring some things out with the new cards. But those would be my 2 recommendations of decks that were good last season that should still be good now.
Get bloody, get paid.
Anything else?
You think we want extra hush? Maybe. Wow, really surprised they're trading there, as opposed to just eating it with this. Wonder what they're playing around.
They forced us to choose death or the blade.
Yep, yeah, they're playing Misfortune Darius here, so definitely something aggressive.
Mystical meditation requires concentration.
Yeah, probably testing the new Darius rally would be my expectation.
Oh, floaty crystals.
Wow, I am really surprised they didn't trade with anything there. Yeah, that's true. Ash Sajani is actually a great low-cost new player deck because the login rewards deck that you get on day 7 has 2 Ash in it, and the champion cards are the most expensive cards at $3 a piece, but it's still nice to get them for free.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared. A little luck for those who need it. They say these were from the Protector himself. Invisible to the ignorant.
Just play game modes that you like, Nocturnus. I'd recommend paying attention to, specifically you want to pay attention to the, different faction areas that you level up for free rewards, but other than that, just play the parts of the game you like. New expeditions, a ranked player, whatever you enjoy. Am I okay attacking with these? I think I'm okay attacking with these. If they block their 2/4 into either of these, I get to Pale Kassad and kill that. Yeah, the rarities of cards in this game cost 10 cents, 30 cents, $1, 20, and $3. And not only is it only $3, Bender, but you can only play 6 champions per deck. Which means that not only is the most expensive card $3, but your entire deck can't be $3 cards. It's not, and even the $1.20 cards, most decks in this game don't play a lot of copies of the cards that cost $1.20. Most of your decks are 30-cent and 10-cent cards. Because again, they're not trying to make money off of selling cards, they're trying to make money off of cosmetics. Which ends up being great for the consumer.
Left foot, left foot.
Piltover Enforcer on the scene.
I'll handle this myself.
It's not a big deal, right? A full deck would be $20 to $40. Yeah, the average Runeterra deck, the average competitive Runeterra deck costs about 25 bucks.
Come on, protect and shield me.
This feels like a concession attack.
That's how we do it. Son of a...
Hey, thanks, Kryle, and I appreciate the feedback. It's great to get feedback from people who are like my long-term subs and like, I appreciate the new Runeterra subs too, y'all are great. But it's comforting as someone who's trying to change games a little bit to hear that some of my long-term viewers are also here for Runeterra stuff.
And that's a knockout.
I haven't played a ton with Vi. She has some good voice lines. I'm just waiting for Jeff to go back to Hex. I am genuinely surprised the Hex servers are still on. Alright, Leona Orionsol. So, probably something more, mid-rangey or rampy. That's probably it, Jim. Yeah, that's literally what we're playing, Bishop. This is a build-around submission for Vi and Gems.
Forward into battle unprepared.
Maybe I do want 3 Zonite Urchin. Zonite Urchin's like really good with Gift Giver and Dustbringer.
A little luck for those who need it.
Clad in shining sunlight.
Well, that's unfortunate. Maybe shouldn't have gotten greedy and should have opened attacks.
The sun rock got me good.
It feels like there's maybe something here, Maka. Definitely kind of in the too early to tell camp.
Her flowers bring the moonlight with them.
Just opening on attacks here. Man, part of me wants to play Lanari Shadestalker, so I can have this. But this is the Leona turn, right? So I don't want to play something and then let them play their Leona champion and stun my 5/3. So I think we're just supposed to open attacks.
You cannot sway me.
That's a really interesting thought. Byron Sika, thanks for the $3. The 3 months. I appreciate that. Go to Scoopstep. Thanks for the 28. Yeah, wow, that's actually a really good thought, Waffle. Cause like when we say booster packs in Arena cost $1, that assumes that you're buying $100 and getting it at the cheapest rate. But in Runeterra, $3 a champion is only when you're spending $1 at a time. Yeah, I might have to work that into my shill / plug, because that's like a really good thought. I definitely had not thought about it that way. That if you're a whale, the champions are actually less than $3 a copy. God, this game is great. That's so funny. That's great.
Targon's history is in each stone and star.
Vi stands for vicious.
My day job now is managing a store for a mobile game that segments your offers by how much money you've given us in the past. I think it's my job to think like this now. Yep. Ben Smith, thanks for the 10 months. As someone who plays some Raid Shadow Legends on the side, I get you, Waffle. What's up, dude? I love you too. Are you being good today? How was your second class? You did only have 2. Were you a good listener? It's good. It's good to be a good listener. Alright, so I think we send Vi in here and hook their 2-3. Hey Ben, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I'll tell you what. Okay, and they have Lenari Priestess here, and then we can play our Priestess post-combat with Nightfall, which is great. I do not behold a Celestial, so unfortunately both of those are bad. Meteor Shower's fine. Not amazing, but fine. Declan? When am I done with this game? I told you, I'll let you know I've been working for the day, bud. It's gonna be another 2 hours, okay?
You never just say that when you're done.
2 hours. I know when you're 5, 2 hours feels like eternity, but I promise you it's not that long. And we'll play a Switch game when I'm all done working today, okay? It does feel super long, I know, because you're 5. You don't know what I'm talking about?
Super long.
Can your opponent see your game board and theme? They definitely can, Rhino. Of course they can see my sweet cosmetics. I think we're just taking a hit for 6 here, right? I think I'm just passing back to my turn. It's my favorite emote. Probably the fish shoulders. Alright, so they are a Hush deck, so like I have to worry about that with Vi a little bit here. I also have to kind of think about Leona. So the fact that they're a Leona deck heavily incentivizes me to open attacks here. So if I open attacks and I hook this, they're dying, they'll block here, and then maybe we can kill them with Balcasad. I think that's the plan, trying to avoid that stun again by opening on attacks. This gives +2/+1, lets me draw a card. So they're going to 1 here, so I'm pretty sure we just try and push lethal. This also makes Vi bigger, so it's technically 2 over lethal instead of 1 over lethal. Every card I play makes her bigger. They're down to 5. So they got to hush us there, but it's like not that big of a deal. We're not dead on board.
These jewels are more than mere
trinkets.
I guess these plays aren't making Vi bigger, which is a little annoying. I think I just pass here, even though it's kind of a resource spew. So if they attack with these, we go to, so there's Leona. She gets to stun this. That's fine.
Glorious light rains down.
And I think for the rest of these Zenith Blades, I just start spreading them out. Because this is gonna Daybreak, so I have one more Zenith Blade in my deck. So I'll get to do this here and draw another one. And then this one I can put on someone else. And then we're gonna try and kill them with open attacks next turn. They are mono targets. They could have the gain 5 or the gain 2. Is something to think about. We'll hold on to this gem to trigger Nightfall next turn. Did someone delete all the RT Dex command? I guess just deck gets to it now, so maybe that's fine. That's probably fine. Huh? So do I Pale to save this now? I think so. Maybe I Bastion to save this? Because the Pale is damage next turn, right? Alright, so do I Zaunite Urchin here to shift through the gem? Or do I save the gem to trigger Pale Cascade next turn? I think I want the extra 2-power attacker in play. I don't necessarily have to trigger this either, which is nice.
The old sad eyes routine. Light flowers upon my blade.
Justice first hit. Eat this.
So if they have a gain 5 here, they're still dead, because this card, adding Zenith Blade was such a good idea. Looking to not get hushed again. They're still dead, right? Yeah. Yeah, Zenith Blade's been a really, really solid add. That card's super good with Vi. Yeah, they're still dead. And I had 2 more there, right? Like I had Pale Cascade still. If you discard a champion, does that discard the champion spells? Well, it does, RG. Please nerf Hush. My opponent had all 3 of them and they died. I think Hush has been... I think a lot of the complaints about Hush have been overblown. I think the card's very reasonable and mostly fine. Actually, I'm going to keep all these. Kalista Nocturne, definitely something aggressive. $10x with Challenger and Overwhelm is pretty solid, right?
Flowers upon my blade.
Lunari, rise.
Yeah, and obviously this can change as the metagame develops a little bit, but the kind of danger point for Hush in my mind is when it becomes an auto-include. And my experience deck building so far is that I feel like most of my Targon decks don't want 3 Hush. Like the Targon decks I'm playing that want 3 Hush are like Lux decks or Ezreal decks, and those decks want 3 Hush for a different reason, right?
time.
So this gets bigger when they have an ally die, and combat resolves left to right. So if I don't Mystic Shot this here, these will trade. This will be a 3/3 and eat this.
We will be free.
Yes, I agree. Hush is often very telegraphed as well. You can't always play around it, but you often can. Has also been my experience.
There is hope.
That's really good.
Temperamental as moonlight.
Maybe I'm actually supposed to Zenith Blade here. Could go either way on that.
We will resist.
Yeah, it's not a bad pickup. Try and stem some of the bleeding here.
A little luck for those who need it.
Vi's already up to an 8/4 here, which is pretty great. Like turn 5, my Vi's got 8 attack. If I would have banked a spell mana, huh? Am I playing this now? I think I'm playing this now. I want to use this to mentor onto here. Have a deal one here. See, I actually think Hush being good against They Who Endure is a point in favor of Hush. I think They Who Endure had a stunning lack of counterplay and answers to it in a lot of regions, and I think another region getting good answers to They Who Endure is good for Runeterra.
Sapphire, gem of our divine patron.
I discourage card game players from using terms like strictly better, strictly worse. So...
This is not the way.
Elin dead here. Nocturne was pretty brutal here.
Ill-met by moonlight.
I cannot turn back. Face your heretic. I will not abandon my beliefs.
What's up? No, I lost. The red text means we lost. The blue text means we won. V for victory or D for defeat. What else is a D in it? Declan. Declan has a D in it. We call you D sometimes. Okay, D. Alright, so Zonite Urchin here. I probably want to keep the Get Excited. I think I'm gonna mulligan these two because I need like a Nightfall enabler here. And something like I don't mind discarding to Get Excited. Opponent's playing Targon Shadow Isles with Kalista, and perfect. There's a Nightfall enabler. What we wanted for Christmas. No, Christy picked out Declan's name.
We were peaceful.
I think I'm playing this on one. Huh? What's up, dude?
Lunari, rise!
Over here? Where? These? These are our bases. When my guy attacks, it attacks their base. And these points are how many life we have. When the life gets to 0, you lose. Hey, Richard, thanks for the 2 months. You want to share?
I don't think this is that much worth in other games to play. Like,
We shall not rest until
Yeah, different card games have different amounts of life. I am. Yep, you start with 20-0.
there I got the wood.
That's great, Jin. Well, they're only 2 under us, so it's pretty close.
Darkness hides my path.
We are currently a little bit ahead.
Forgive
I
me.
get to attack with my guys, and they're gonna take 4, and 18 minus 4 is 14.
I have a question. How is
Because I've been killing their guys. Jace was actually an incredibly popular baby name in 2017 or 2018 because one of those teen mom shows had a baby on it named Jace. So it became very popular for that reason. It's also a League of Legends champion name. That makes sense.
I'm going to go ahead.
Been watching Teen Moms. Christy watches some of those shows.
You're
Not yet. They're gonna attack these turn with their scary guys. So I think I Urchin bin the Priestess here. Oh, second Pale Cascade is great. So now they're gonna swing in with these fearsome things, and I think we just Pale Cascade and trade in. And these all cantrip for us. And that's 4 of our 7 mana. And then we can... Oh, they played another one. Sweet. Okay, so now I can Lunari Priestess, and then my Lunari Priestess can trade for them, which is great. Traveler actually sounds good here. I think I just want more value as this game goes longer.
Heart, greet the night.
So this is ephemeral, so it's gonna go away as soon as it hits something. These are fearsome, so I can't block them yet, but these burst speed spells let me resolve them before blocks happen, so I can go ahead and Pale Cascade 1, Pale Cascade 2, and then trade off here.
You cannot hold us down.
And then we'll go to 16, but these boards will trade off, and we still have these, which is nice. And then we're going up to 6 mana next turn. So I think it'll depend on what they do. We're definitely going to lead on Mentor of the Stones here. And then depending on what they play, we'll either play Guardian or Diana here. She's leveled and ready to go. Love you, Dee. They are at a lower number, you're right. You're pretty smart. Doom Beast. Okay, I think we just play Diana here then, right? Control the board a little bit. Your Jake and Declan want you and Christy play Runeterra. Yeah. Yeah, because Runeterra has like fancier graphics than Arena, it holds their attention a little bit better. So like Jake's definitely watched. Jake's definitely watched a lot more Runeterra than he has Magic. All right, so I think I am pumping my elusive. We'll hook this.
Face your heretic.
Yeah, Christy likes games. Like the board game shelf behind me is because both of us play. Magic's just not super accessible, so she never really got into it. It's also expensive, so like having 2 of us play Magic, it costs a good bit of money. She doesn't like it enough to spend that much money on it, but like Runeterra is cheap enough that she can get into it and like play casually and enjoy it, not spend infinite dollars. Even Arena is fairly expensive, all things considered. Yeah, Zenith Blade definitely looking hot here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and Traveler. See what we find. Another elusive here sounds excellent. Backing it in. What's the best way to spend money on Runeterra if I just want to spend a bit? Just pick a deck that you want to buy, El Greco, and then buy cards for it. So there's no random card pack, so you just like buy coins and then use those coins to buy exactly the cards you want directly. Hey, Pelly, thanks for the 14 months. Really appreciate it. Welcome back. So, shout out to Riot. Riot actually loaded my account up with a bunch of wild cards. So I have just like a giant surplus of wild cards in my personal account. Yes, burst spells just happen. There's no priority pass and your opponent can't respond to them. Draven Jinx. So something aggressive. Definitely want Vi in my opener. Gosh, do I actually just keep all of these? I think I'm actually keeping all of these. We're like Gift Giver on 1, and then Zonite Urchin loot the gem, and then Zenith Blade is great with Vi. I wonder if we should try and work some healing into this deck. The 2 mana burst speed heal something for 2 is like good with Vi, and it's also a fine Nightfall enabler, so that might be worth playing.
Those who need it. You spurn my gift.
Is 35 more than enough? 35 is more than enough to buy all the cards to make competitive best your deck. Yeah, most decks cost about 20 bucks. Okay, so here's a question. Am I waiting on Urchin so that way I could use it to enable Nightfall on Diana? Oh, I guess enabling Nightfall on Diana is not even that useful, right? Because it wouldn't be until 2 turns from now. Am I supposed to play this out?
Rock got me good.
And I don't want to attack my 2-1 into their 1-1, so I'm just going to pass back here. Would it be fair to say that, in your opinion, a card should only be banned if it's auto-included in a majority deck? Same thought pattern for Magic? Nah, I don't think that's the case. In fact, Riot's balance approach has really shown that they care about more than just the play rates of cards. Like, they've made adjustments to cards in Runeterra explicitly because they thought the play patterns that those cards generated weren't fun or healthy. And I think being willing to make adjustments because a card isn't explicitly fun is really important. I think one of the things Magic kind of fails to do that's made it kind of stale is that they only address cards if they think they're a power level problem and not a fun problem.
Watch and learn.
Alright, am I willing to trade this for this plus an axe? I don't think so. I think I want to just eat this and take 6. Yeah, they also don't ban cards. They just rebalance their power level.
Now we're cooking.
Some may even think you should be playing card games for fun, but I don't trust them. Playing card games for fun? That sounds like some kind of filthy casual. You should ignore them. Alright, so I'll pump this up to a 4-4. And then I can go ahead and play Diana out here with Challenger. Can eat one of these elusives. I play card games to get my daily dose of stress. Yep.
I will be heard.
play out a chunky blocker here. This is gonna make all their things get extra attack, but that's fine.
Meet destiny.
Maybe I should have played the Vi with more.
Time for the moneymakers.
Yeah, I should have played the Vi with more attack. Yeah, your opponent's playing Jinx Draven. So this Vi's gonna get to eat Draven. Diana's gonna get to eat the Daring Poro. I block the 2-2 instead of the 3-2. Yeah, because the 2-2 gate made all their things bigger in combat. Oh, that was my last Zenith played. Awkward.
It's Raven time.
Looking good.
Yeah, I definitely messed up this game. I should have played the Vi that had more attack. I thought she was gonna be likely to die, but that's not the case. Oh, I should have played this before I attacked 2 rakes. This is Overwhelm. And again, kind of in a spot where I could, like, maybe get burned out against this Noxious Piltover deck, so maybe some healing would be good.
These jewels are more than mere trinkets.
Healing would be good with Vi, and it would be good with just not dying to the aggro.
It's Raven time.
These gems grant a wearer harmony.
The full moon awakens the soul.
I tried being polite. Trouble coming at ya.
Man,
Yeah, okay.
Vault Breaker's really good with her having Overwhelm, huh?
That's how we do it.
My favorite artwork from the new set? I really like Orion Sol's leveled mode, probably. Or that or the Golden Sisters. I was using the Golden Sisters for desktop background for a little bit. I think that artwork's quite good. What do we think about working some guiding touch in here? I feel like 1 to 2 of these could be really good. What are cards I haven't loved? I kind of feel like most of what we have going on here is like pretty reasonable. Is it crazy to cut Bastion? Cutting Bastion might be a little bit of bias based on the matchups that we've played. Like this has a similar-ish effect. Like obviously not exactly 1-to-1 the same. Do we need Get Excited? Yeah, I think Get Excited's pretty important. I honestly, if I thought I wanted the trim removal, I think I'd go down Mystic Shot. But I was kind of whelmed by Bastion in that set. I kind of feel like I would make this change. And again, like, one of the things that's really cool about this card is it's a burst speed cantrip that enables Nightfall. So, like, this keeps us alive against aggro. It's good with Vi after she's taken a hit. And it just enables our Nightfall at burst speed. I feel like Crescent Guardians and weak Nightfall payout. Completely disagree. One, I think I need Nightfall cards in this deck to level Diana, because I want to level Diana. But 2, I think this card's just very good. This is a very good aggressive payoff. Yeah, healing with Fire having tough is good. I'm actually really kind of happy. I'm really kind of happy with where we ended up at. Zenith Blade was an excellent addition from the start. I don't know if necessarily that like this build is necessarily ideal, but Zenith Blade plus Vi specifically felt really strong. It might be worth working in Gilding Touch. Zonite Urchin was super reasonable at different points, but yeah, the core here felt decent. I'm probably gonna work on this some more. This could be, so I'm playing in a triple deck invitational tournament in 2 weeks, and this could be a deck I can see myself working on some more for that. All right, at any rate, that's gonna wrap up with this one, but don't go anywhere because we've got a second Runeterra deck coming up today. Someone was talking about Stalking Shadows a second ago. We are going to give a try to some Stalking Shadows in an ephemeral shell here with Lucian and Hecarim. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll and run to the bathroom before we switch gears into this one, though, so I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Thanks for hanging out today, folks. Don't go anywhere.